Welcome to the first episode of the Go for Launch podcast. Now, I do want to remind everyone, if you want to have your questions answered on this podcast or enter the conversation, you can do that by going to the link in the description and going to our website where we have a questions form, and that's how the question for this video came in. And you can go to our Patreon page where you can join for $1 until I find out how to do free subscriptions. But for $1, you can join the talk, and you can help us out with, buying rocket motors. Rocket motors are not cheap, and with that rocket, Project Vulcan, coming up, it is $600 on an N5800, and that's just the first stage. And I have not looked at how much the M2020 costs, but last time I checked, it was $400. And so that's $1,000 in motors alone. Just the propellant, not even the cases, which are probably going to be another multiple thousands, probably closing on $2,000. So that's $3,000 in motors alone. So if you want to support, please go check out patreon.com and see if we can get 1,200. Let's see if we can get 2,000 patrons. I doubt that'll happen, but then Project Vulcan is completely covered and everyone's only paying $1. Okay, let's go to the question. Okay, from Fox the Animator, we have, what is your main goal with YouTube, and what do you want to achieve? What is my main goal? I just have to ask that question. I feel like it's really just to document what I do. I love editing. I love editing videos together. I get to be creative. People inadvertently tell me through views and likes and dislikes how well I did, or how they like the basis of the video. Been getting better and better at making it quick, snappy, all that stuff. Getting better at it. The videos are really, really short, and I've been getting better at scripting. My next video, it'll actually have come out before this, probably. My last video, I should say, is 10-15 minutes long. That's an extra 10 minutes than I've been doing. I'm actually shooting for 20 minutes. I want most of my videos to be about 15, and then every once in a while I'll have a 20-minute or almost hour video. I want to keep my videos within 30 minutes most of the time, but I would like if I could reliably hit 20 minutes on a video. Go look at Joe Barnard over at BPS Space. He's getting 15, 20-minute videos every single time, and then you can look all his recent videos. There's one 9-minute video. And all my recent videos are 5 minutes. The shortest one I have is 43 seconds. It's not great. It's not great. I would also like to get to 100,000 subscribers. That'd be really nice. Just really to brag about having a play button. Really nice play button. But at 1,000, I can start getting sponsorships and ad revenue. So then I'm making money. But that's not really my main goal. I just like editing. I really want to document the process of building rockets for people who haven't gotten into it, and show that young people can find ways to do this. Said it time and time again, I'm on the internet. No specific age for me. I am under 18, I'll say that. And you cannot get certified until you are 18. Well, you can get junior L1 certified, but you can't get L2, L3. L3s, I need that L3 if I want to get that sweet N5800. So I've been looking into that. Turns out I can get a really nice deal. It's called, I'm guessing most of you have heard of this. I've heard of it before. It's called a Tripoli, well, it's run by Tripoli. It's called the mentorship program over at Tripoli, but it's the Tripoli mentorship program. But over at Tripoli, rocket organization, you can have a mentor, and you can fly any motor that they're certified to fly to. So if I find someone with L3 who's willing to mentor me, N5800, M2020, no problem. Well, still gotta make money, but I'm flying in 5800. Do you know how hard that is to get as a non-adult? But since we answered the question, well, not really. Okay, I'll sum it up here. I want to document the process of building rockets. I'm really just in it for documentation and fun. I love making videos. I actually just, like, when you're watching this, I probably posted my video. I don't know what I'm going to call it. It's probably going to be somewhere along the lines, well, it's episode 2 of Project Vulcan. It's going to be somewhere along the lines of building a 3D printed rocket. But that video, I literally just voiced over. And my mouth and throat are so dry. Well, actually, I only got through half of it, and I decided I need a break because my mouth and my throat are so dry, and my throat's so sore from. I cannot describe how many times I have done that video. I think I went through like the first segment like 20 times before I had a good usable clip. It's so frustrating. But mainly, like, the hardest part is the script. Like, I started work on that script, like, 2 weeks ago. It's insane. And, like, I've got one video that I hint at in the video. I won't what it is, no spoilers. Got something to do with the Dart Goes Boom video. But, like, I've been scripting a video for, like, let's see. I've been scripting a video since Labor Day, and it won't go on until April. Minimum, like, at the soonest, it will be posted April 30th. Soonest. So it'll probably be March or May by the time I post that. In 4 videos. Like, for those who aren't aware, I try and post at least once a month. With Project Vulcan, I'm hoping to pick up the video rate, but, like, over the winter, there's no launches near me. Like, yeah, I could drive down to Far, but that's a very long way from me. Like not even in reason. Like, it would be a multi-day journey to get there. So, like, no, I'm not going to Far. So, like, I could drive there, but, like, it is a unreasonable drive for a small rocket. So all the clubs, there's a club near me that launches every month from April to I think November. Yeah, November. April to November. So that's a lot of launches I can get in. But we have to wait till April. That is 3 months away. So we are going to have to wait a while before I can fly again. So expect a lot of build videos. A lot. Like, I'm thinking of doing a video on building a kit. I've got this really cool kit. It's called, I'm going to buy this really cool kit. What is it called? I just forgot what it's called. But it's, you can go supersonic on an F motor and brake a mile on a G motor. And I'm planning to get Junior L1 certified in April. And then that'll let me fly H and I motors, which will shoot the height that we can get on it out of it through the roof. And then I'm also hoping to get that Triple-V mentorship program, pass the test. Gotta find someone first that's willing to mentor me. But then I gotta go do that. Then I take the test, get the mentorship. I'm flying I can fly anywhere from the lowest motor. I can mix my own motors. I can fly P, I can fly Q, I can fly S, T. I can fly massive motors. I'll have to mix them, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. Okay. So, Q motors. I don't know. This is like a rambling podcast because I don't have any co-hosts to work with. Oh, I should talk about that. Co-host. I am starting to start talks with some fellow rocketry YouTubers. I'm thinking of like doing rocket vlogs maybe. They have their own podcast, Anti-Gravity Group. Link it down in the description. It's an awesome podcast. I watch it. It's awesome. It's hilarious. But I'm thinking of getting maybe like having the entire group, or at least Braden Carlson, come over and chat. I'm thinking I'll do that for maybe the they did an episode on this, which is what inspired the episode I'm going to do. It was called The Great Glue Debate. I'm thinking of doing something like the Great Adhesive War or something like that. It would just be like either all of them and me, or me and Braden Carlson. I don't know. I'm also thinking of maybe contacting Joe Barnard and seeing if he wants to come out and talk, or like, you know what I mean, talk on the podcast. I think that'd be a really nice one. But this thing's also dedicated to, but like I want to hit aerospace with this, so I'm thinking of maybe doing Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, see if he wants to talk like about something, maybe New Glenn. That'd be a really cool chat, actually. I just had an idea for a video that might come out soon on this podcast. So keep your eyes open for something, I don't know, titled like Tim Dodd talks about New Glenn or something like that. That would be awesome. Yeah, speaking of New Glenn, let's talk about New Glenn. So, New Glenn, if you're not familiar or have been living under a rock in the space community, or just aren't into aerospace, you're just into model rockets or something, New Glenn is Blue Origin's first orbital rocket, which is insane because they were founded before SpaceX, and SpaceX is about to fly Starship, the world's largest, most powerful, most through the roof insane rocket ever to fly for the seventh time. The seventh time, and Blue Origin hasn't even made it to orbit. It just cracks me up. To be truthful, it is a big rocket on par with Falcon Heavy, but SpaceX has flown the world's most capable, powerful, insane rocket 7 times in the past 3 years. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm sure, my personal opinion, I think they would have already flown 20 or 30 times by now. Now, 30 might be a little outrageous, but I think they would have easily flown by 20 times by now if it wasn't for the darn FAA. Now, I think it's good that we have the FAA for aviation, but maybe make the Space Flight Administration, SFA, and they'll regulate all the launch licenses and all that stuff, because the FAA is the main reason Flight 5 took forever. Granted, if SpaceX didn't have all that time, I don't think they would have made the booster catch, because they were able to test, see what needs fixing, test the boosters, all of that stuff. I'm pretty sure that the booster would have landed and then the arms would have sheared off or something like that, if they hadn't had all that time. So that was probably a good thing. But we would probably be at at least 20 flights by now if the FAA hadn't held them up. Of course, I don't want it so insane like China, where they are dropping boosters on houses. That is not great. And so most of them are hypergolic. Yeah, that was crazy. Also, speaking of aerospace, I am considering doing a series that would last for it wouldn't be Project Vulcan where it's just a rocket build. It would be So have you ever heard of Matt Lown? He's a YouTuber and he does Kerbal Space Program content. Hilarious guy. His videos are awesome. But he also has this weekly series that he uploads called Space Flight This Week. What if I did something similar? Updates, launches, updates, Starship launches, Starship updates, stuff like that. It'd be like once a week. I upload it to the channel. That's all the aerospace we do. Then just everything else is rockets. People who want that can go to that playlist, watch it. Everyone who wants model rockets, go to the model rockets. Or amateur rockets and very high power rockets. For those who aren't aware, the M5800 is insanely powerful and scary. Like, it is a very angry motor. So Joe Barnard, BPS, he runs BPS Space. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't say that. Never mind, cut that out. Just like reasons. Sorry, Joe, please don't grab me. I'm gonna cut that out. He is building a rocket to fly on an N5800. I'll link his video down in the description. You should see what he's like. It's carbon fiber, and like he's afraid that the top is going to crunch. I don't blame him. That rocket's supposed to go Mach 3 and 10 kilometers, and it's supposed to be able to cook a piece of meat. That's insane. Mach 3 with a hefty rocket. Like 50 pounds loaded, I think he said. It is. Those motors are scary. But M2020s are like the M equivalent of an M5800, I've learned. Because in Sims, the upper stage of Project Vulcan is going like 45 kilometers, 50 kilometers without that first stage. Well, no, that can't be right. Oh wait, no, that's the first stage without the upper stage and then a nose cone. Like it's like the airframe can barely fit the motor in it because I want it to go really high. It's going 66 kilometers, so the M2020 still goes insanely high by itself. Like, it is crazy how high that thing goes. Sorry, please do not quote me on any of these numbers. I'm pretty sure it is not 50. Okay, I am absolutely sure that thing is not going 50 kilometers booster. Without, like, I did put a nose cone on it to test how far it could go. Not, like, in Sims. But I think the M2020 was going, like, 20 kilometers, and the first stage was going, like, 30, so. So it's still pretty insane. Speaking of which, some of you probably are asking, how will we do staging on that rocket? Most likely, hot staging. If you're not sure, if you don't know what that is, I'll link a video in the description of Starship hot staging. But, basic idea of hot staging is, okay, here's a good idea. Slap the booster, put a booster down, put a second stage on top of it, yee it into the sky. While the first stage is still burning and lit, light the second stage while they are still attached, mind you, and the second stage will detach, and the first stage typically shuts down on, and like Starship, it turns around, comes back, and gets caught by the tower. So we're going to do that. It's also called fire in the hole, for obvious reasons. So we're going to build an adapter, and then it'll have little vents for the exhaust to leave. And I think it's a good idea. Sounds like a good idea. I'm pretty sure it's a good idea. It's very simple. Elon Musk's mantra. Best part is no part. Best process is no process. I'm trying to run like SpaceX here. Best process is no process. Best part is no part. We're trying to run by that. We're trying to be efficient, quick. I want to be somewhat sentimental, a little more sentimental than SpaceX. Rip SN15, that thing got cut in half. And that was the first thing you guys landed. You guys had to cut that thing in half, didn't you? Why'd you cut it in half, SpaceX? You could have left that thing just left it intact, not cut it in half, you could have put it in a museum. Some kid could have gone and seen it. How dare you cut a piece of spaceflight in half, SpaceX? That thing was awesome, and you had to ruin it. All things aside, that SpaceX, awesome. Please don't cut Booster 12 in half. I will lose it if you cut Booster 12 in half. But SpaceX is awesome, other than a few things. But, like, we want to run efficient, be not that sentimental, but pretty sentimental towards flight hardware, and not be afraid to make modifications on the fly. If you were not aware, SpaceX makes modifications all the time to Starship. Just, like, hop on one episode of What About It, and, like, you can count, like, 10 different modifications they made. It's insane. Other than that, there's not much. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. 22 minutes. Okay, this episode is going to be pretty long. But, like, of course, at AGGG. I think I put too many G's behind that. AGG, Anti-Gravity Group. Rocket Vlogs, personal podcast. Their episodes are like an hour and a half long, depending on who's there. But I think I'm going to cut it off here for now. Maybe we'll get a little longer episodes, but this is already longer than most of my videos. Okay, this is longer than all of my videos. But my name is Liam P. You can find me at Pendergast Orbitals. If you're watching on YouTube, you're already on that channel. But you can find me at Pendergast Orbitals. I'll see you next time.